Howdy folks, Bluesboy Jag here, another cigar box guitar, 2018. I think this is July 8th. I really like the artwork on this one. This is a new box that just came on the market, and I've made a couple of these. It's another Aroma de Cuba. I don't know if you can see that artwork there. See if I can get up close. Really cool artwork, and this box already has, I don't know, 4 or 5 coats of polyurethane on it, so it's a really nice box. There's a sound hole, once again for the 300 billionth time. You don't need a big old honking sound hole on these suckers. It's not a big guitar. And that's science. I've been using these tailpieces for, I don't know, years and years. And as you can tell, you wrap the strings around the screws. Screws hold the string in place. Floating bridge. And this is a compensated bridge, which means it's angled. You just never really know until you make one of these suckers if that bridge is going to need to be angled or if it's going to be straight across. And what that means is all your notes are in tune all the way up the neck. If it was straight across on this particular guitar, then it would be out of tune. Again, you just don't know until you make it, and then you're just like, okay, I guess I'll put a cup into the bridge. Humbucker pickup, as you can see, red oak neck. Been making all of these as red oak necks for 63 years or something like that. Frets, fret markers burned in, colored black. Doity. 3-stringer, Bluesboy Jag logo. String trees, old-fashioned string trees made out of screws. I like to use the old parts that they used to use back in the old days to make it look old. Bolt right there for a strap holder. And another bolt up here for your strap holder. Here's the back of the box. My customer said, put a motorcycle license plate on the back. I said, okay. So there y'all go. Now, a lot of people ask me about humbucker pickups. A lot of people, most of my customers prefer the humbuckers. I would say probably 50-60% of my customers have never played guitar before or have attempted to many times, and they've given up a regular 6-string, that is. And they email me and they say, I want that grungy blues sound with a humbucker. You can get a grungy blues sound with a single coil as well. A little bit of tweaking with your amp, a little bit of tweaking with your pedals. But the vast majority of people who are sort of kind of beginners, they all say, give me that real heavy humbucker tone. But you can get that same real heavy humbucker tone on a single coil with a little tweaking with your pedals and amp and so forth. The thing about the humbucker, isn't that pretty? The thing about the humbucker is it doesn't hum, hence the name humbucker. Basically, a humbucker is 2 single coils wired together, and that gets rid of the hum. So when you plug it in and you play a gig, you don't hear the hum that you hear on most single coils like Strat, Telecaster. But me personally, maybe not you, but me. So don't think that I'm calling you a dumbass because you have a different feeling than I do about the different tones. I prefer single coil. And the reason is, I don't like that super heavy slide tone because it just turns into mush to me. If you think about, say, Foghat in the old days, the 70s, Slow Ride, all that, if you listen to the slide guitar on that, I think he was using humbuckers on that one. But I could be wrong. I kind of like that tone, and I can get that same tone with the single coils without it turning into mush. And when I say mush, a lot of those chords that are cranked up with too much distortion, and also some of the lead stuff that you might play, to me, maybe not to you, it just sounds a little bit mushy, like no articulation to the notes. You just instead of round, you get. But again, that's just me. So if you want a super heavy, metal slide blues tone, you can get it with a single coil or a humbucker. You don't have to have a humbucker. The thing about the humbucker is, because it's two pickup, it's a little bit hotter, maybe, sort of, kind of, sort of, maybe, sort of, kind of, sort of, maybe, depending on who you ask and what day it is and what their mood is. They may say that it's heavier, sort of, kind of, maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe, sort of. Again, depends on who you ask. A single coil is just that. It's one coil of winds, whereas a humbucker is a dual coil. So because of that, you tend to sort of, kind of, maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe get that heavier tone. And people tend to think that humbuckers are for heavy tone. Not necessarily. It's just all up to how you want to plug it in, what pedals you use, your amp, your settings, and all that stuff. So bottom line is, you can get the same tone with a humbucker that you can get with a single coil. So this is what this sounds like. I've got this pumped out through a Fender Mustang amp, which one of my ex-guitar students gave to me because she never learned how to set it up properly. And she said, "It doesn't work, I don't like it, so here." It's a great little amp. It works great. It's the best emulation amp I have ever played. It's $100. I mean, geez. I was sold on the Boss Cube series. They're great amps, but Roland just don't come close to Fender as far as the emulation. So this amp has all the classic Fender tones dialed in. I don't even know what this is, because the only problem with this amp is you can't read the settings on top. I mean, I wouldn't want to use this on stage, because it'd be like, "Oh, just a second. Hold on, folks. We're going to play another song here. I got to get my magnifying glass out and my reading glasses and a flashlight so I can set my amp for a more cleaner tone. So give me about 5 minutes." That's the only complaint I got about this amp. Other than that, it sounds great. So again, humbucker. Listen to that tone. Now, I don't have a lot of distortion on this amp right now, and I am using a glass slide. Glass slides tend to articulate the notes for me, maybe not you, but for me, so don't freak out and email me and say, "I'm nuts." I use the glass slides so that you get the cleaner articulation of the notes. Instead of a wow for a C, you get a ring. And that, of course, is not a very good explanation, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's like, according to my ear, kind of minimal distortion. Yeah, that was probably on about 2 or 3 distortion-wise. Here's 10. Now, to me, that's a little bit much for blues, but hey, your mileage may vary. It's more like a Foghat-ish rock and blues kind of a thing. So I'm kind of in between, so I'm going to bring that distortion down. That's still way too much in my opinion. But again, that's me, that's not you, so don't email me and say I'm crazy. There you go, folks. Isn't that a gorgeous box? It's nice and big. This is like a good 30% bigger than most cigar boxes. And it's nice, thick wood, and I mean, it's really well built. It's just pretty as all get out. Once again, thanks for watching, and thanks for your kind support. Toodles!